Hello, thank you everyone for joining us today. My name is Monica Lagos and I will be guiding you through this webinar today. And we still have some people trickling in. I just want to make sure everyone's in before I start. Okay, so joining us today on this webinar are 6 UCR extension subject experts that are here to guide you through this process. We understand it may be new for some of you, and for some of you, you may be familiar with the online course process, but to make sure that we are all on the same page, we want to guide you, help you, and answer any questions you may have, and that's why these subject experts are here with us today. Before we begin the presentation portion, I just want to run by some housekeeping issues. So first, let's make sure everyone's mic is on mute. That's to prevent any dogs barking in the background, like mine might be barking in the background. We want to make sure that things are muted and we alleviate any external noises. I'm checking to make sure everyone's in. We have 2 more guests. Welcome. If you can just make sure your microphone is muted, that'd be fantastic. And I think we have just about everyone in. For those who just joined us, my name is Monica Lagos and I will be serving as your host today through this webinar. And we're going to kick it off. It looks like everybody's in. Yay! We're going to kick it off with a quick poll. If you could take a couple of seconds to answer the 2 questions you'll see on your screen. The first is asking you, do you have a net ID? All right, we see lots of answers trickling in. You guys are quick. Thank you. We have about 80% of answers in at the moment. And I should have one more poll for you. Okay, it looks like almost everyone's answered. Is everyone in? Yes, okay. So it appears that 96% of you have your net ID, which is fantastic. Yay! Hopefully your passwords are working. Please make sure to check that as well before the course begins. I would check a couple days before the course begins, actually. Okay, great. We're ending this particular poll. And then we're answering one more, just a couple more seconds. This question is, have you taken a course online before? All right. Again, very quick. Thank you. You may see my eyes shift here and there because I'm looking at multiple screens and multiple sections of my screen, so please pardon that I'm not looking directly into the camera at all times. I will make every effort to continue to do that though. So as you're answering this question, during this webinar, if at any time you have any questions, please make sure to submit it through the chat function. You'll have 2 options or 2 selections you can make as to who gets the question, and we ask you to direct them to Q&A UCR. So anytime you have a question, feel free to throw it into chat and we'll make sure to answer those questions during the Q&A session. Great. I'll send friendly reminders throughout the presentation to make sure that we're getting questions in. I do want to let everybody know that this video is being recorded, and it's being recorded so that we can share it with your colleagues that weren't able to make today's webinar and for anyone else in the future who may need the same assistance. Great. Okay, it looks like everybody's in. Great, thank you so much. I'm ending the poll. And it looks like, okay, 62% of you have not taken an online course. So we're so happy to be here to help you with that. And for those of you who are familiar with it, we hope this is a good reminder and refresher. Okay, great. Thank you so much. We're going to start right in with the presentation. I'm going to share my screen. Let's do this. Okay. Everyone should see my presentation at this point. Everybody good? Okay. So we're going to jump right in. Sorry, I have to actually click it. Okay, thank you again. So here's our quick agenda. We're hoping to get you out in time and respect your time that you've dedicated to this webinar. And first and foremost, we're going to hear from Casey Wilson. She is our Director of Professional Programs in the Academic Programs Department. And she'll go over the ABA approved online courses and what it means to you. Followed by Quinn, who is our instructional designer for our courses. She will walk you through Canvas, which is your online learning platform. That will be the bulk of our presentation, and that's to ensure that you know everything you need to know about that platform. And she'll be able to answer questions during the Q&A session as well. Following Anne will be Kyle Kirkland. He is your student success coach. He is here to answer any of your questions now, after today, anytime through this process, anytime you're in class, whatever it may be, he's here to help you and to be your guide and provide you resources. So stay tuned for Kyle. We'll also hear from Stacy Sweeney. Many of you probably are already very familiar with Stacy. She's a program coordinator for the Paralegal Studies program, as well as Jacqueline James. She's our instructor extraordinaire, so we're happy to hear from her as well. Following Stacy and Jacqueline, we'll finish with a Q&A. Again, get your questions into the chat section, and we'll be able to answer any of your questions at that point. Okay, fantastic. We're going to jump right into it. Casey, you're up.
Well, good evening, everyone. I want to thank you all for taking the time to join us this evening. This is a very important webinar. We want to make sure that all of the students are prepared for success in this very unprecedented time. Many of you probably chose the UCR Extension Paralegal program because it is American Bar Association accredited. That's something we're very proud of, and that it's very important to us. So I just wanted to come in and let you know that normally courses that are offered online are not ABA approved. That is one of the stipulations that they have, is that instruction be done primarily face-to-face. However, in light of the health crisis that we are facing right now in this country, we have received written authorization from the ABA recognizing the unusual nature of the circumstances and giving us official approval to transition our instruction to the online format for the remainder of this crisis. So I wanted to make sure that you were all aware of that. No one was concerned about the accreditation in any way. And we also just want to reassure you that we will do everything we can to make sure that you continue to receive the quality of the UC instruction that you are used to, and that no hold will be barred to make sure that you are successful. So this webinar is just one indication of our commitment to making sure it's a smooth transition. And we just want to reassure you that we are there for your success and to make sure that you don't experience any break in your education. You're able to continue to study and achieve your goals along the timeline that you had committed to originally. Again, thank you for being here today, and I'll turn it back to Monica.
Thank you, Casey, for that great insight, and we're so happy that ABA has approved this and we're able to offer this to our students. So you may see that some people are still trickling in. They're in a waiting room and I have to allow them in. So if you see that on my screen, I apologize, but that's a process we have to go through. For those of you that just joined us, welcome. First and foremost, we're jumping right in. You haven't missed too much, but if at any point in time you have questions during this webinar, please make sure to use a chat function and direct your questions to Q&A UCR. They will be able to manage that process and help you through it. That is Christina Sanford. She is actually handling that portion of it. So again, just make sure to direct your questions to the Q&A UCR. So here's another one I have to admit real quick. Sorry about that. And we're going to keep on going. Up next is Ann Quinn. Ann, if you'd like to share your screen, you're more than welcome to. You're on mute, Ann. Okay, I'm going to try to unmute Ann real quick and see if that works. All right. Hi, Ann.
Do you have to unshare, Monica?
You should be able to start sharing, but I will unshare just in case.
Thank you. All right. Okay, good. So maybe Casey, you guys can give me a thumbs up if you see the Canvas dashboard. Yes, all right.
See it.
So, well, you know, I didn't know Monica's hair was gonna look so beautiful, you know, underdressed, so great. But you know, she's in marketing. I'm on the tech side, so you know. And you know, I think everyone's getting super casual these days, right? And what an awesome time to do online learning. It's funny because with all the craziness in the world, I'm really enjoying just focusing on my work, and I'm learning new things too. You know, we're starting to use some new tools. We've been using Canvas here at UCR for a couple of terms. I am working with the instructors, making sure that they are up to speed. I'm also here for you, and also want to tell you about my student assistant, Daniel Na. And there was, I don't know, you probably didn't catch it. My help email is ucx.ucr.edu, and we'll make sure we share that out as well. So I'm going to talk about Canvas. So Canvas is a learning management system, and share the screen at full. Can you guys all see it okay? I got a message from Antonio. So this is your learning platform. This is a very popular tool. A lot of the UCs are starting to use it. I was at Azusa Pacific University and we rolled it out. So I hope you enjoy it. I find it very user friendly. Things usually work pretty well. And usually sometimes there's different ways to do things. I'm going to show you, you know, just a certain way. And what we tried to do is implement a template so that your experience is consistent across your courses. Some instructors, of course, will have their own personality, their own way of doing things, but you'll always see a standard template. So let me start working through what Canvas is. So this is my dashboard, and you see these little thumbnails of courses. This blue bar over on the left is your global navigation bar. So this is for you as a user or for your account. You'll see I'm here with a panda. This was actually taken in Vietnam. But Canvas's logo is a panda, so I'm really into pandas right now. So this is my little picture. I'm going to click on this, and you can see you can do a couple things with account. One thing I want to show you, if you want to add a picture, you can click on Profile, and you can click on this, the little pencil, and you can edit your picture. If you want to show your picture, you can also add a biography. And then up at the top of this area is notifications. And what this is all about, and your teachers can help you with this, is how often you receive things. So Canvas kind of says, well, I think most people want to get announcements right away, for example. So what does that mean? So I look at announcements here. Can you see announcements? And then these are the different ways you could be notified, how frequently you want to be notified. So we're in education, we want you to get stuff right away. So make sure you don't set things to like, don't send me anything over here, that one, which is the X, or probably weekly is not enough. Probably daily or right away are good. So that's the notification page. let me show you also, I'm going to go back to the dashboard. This is where you go when you first log into Canvas. And you can see here the URL for Canvas is right here, https://elearn.ucr.edu. This is where you're going to go to get your courses. Another way you can see your courses, if you click over here, remember this is our global navigation for everything. If I click on courses, I can get it in a list view as well. And honestly, sometimes, because you can see I have a lot of courses, if you get a lot of courses, you can click on courses and then scroll down here, all courses. It will give you a list view. And what happens too is as you're working through your program, when you end a course, there's going to be a section at the bottom here called concluded courses. And that'll show you the stuff you've already studied. So one nice thing with our curriculum is you will continue to have access to your content. If there's something in your second class that you want to go back to your first class on, you just won't be able to submit any more assignments, but why would you? The class is over, okay? So that's that menu. This is the inbox is your emailing system with the instructor. And then you have a calendar, and let me highlight for you the help button. This, so we have here, ask your instructor a question. This will send an email to your instructor. And then here's the guides, and the students and instructors have access to these guides. And this is all from Canvas. One thing Canvas is known for is good support. So if you want to know how to do something, you can kind of scroll down and say, gosh, how do I submit an assignment? Submit an assignment. I don't remember how to do that. And here's some options for you. Whoops. Let me see our panda bear. So if you were to say, okay, yeah, I want to submit an online assignment. And there's a nice little article, they're usually about 2 pages. They have screen captures, and it will walk you through. So if you forget some of the stuff that we teach tonight, you can go back to the guides. Let me remind you where that was. That was my global navigation, *, search the Canvas guides. Okay, so one of our instructors, Jacqueline, has allowed me to demo her course tonight. And just really for the sake of showing you the basic things that you're going to need to know how to do. Okay, so let's go into her course. Now, I'm an administrator, so I can go in a sneaky way. You will see your course. Let me restate. You're going to see all your courses on the dashboard. So I go in a sneaky way because I'm an administrator. So I'm going to find Jacqueline. We're going to go to her course from last term. It's already concluded, okay? And also because I'm an administrator, I have to pretend to be a student for you. So you really see what the right view. Okay, here we are. Now you'll notice, once I go into a course, whether I'm a teacher or a student, I get a new menu, this white menu. This is your course menu. This shows you the things that you can do. You can look at announcements, the syllabus, blah, 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 blah. So the template I was referring to has 2 basic things, a nice home page and modules, okay? So on the home page, we thought, well, you know, the first day of class, we want to make it kind of easy. You get to know your teacher, you review your syllabus. We've just put that on the home page. So we can get to know Jacqueline here, or Jackie, Miss James. We can look at the syllabus. And if you want to look at it, so if you click on this highlight, this underscored one, it will download it. I can do that. Download it to your downloads folder on your computer that works for Mac or PC. Or if you just want to watch it in the course, you click on this funny little icon. I call this the washing machine icon. I know it's not a washing machine, but it looks like a washing machine. I click on it. And it shows up there. She's added, what does that lady represent? She's like truth and justice or something. You guys know that better than I do. So this is the syllabus. So every single course will have that syllabus from the home page. You can also reach it here. Okay, from here. So sometimes there's a couple ways to get stuff. So I'm working through these buttons here. this Q&A is a discussion board where you can ask questions of your teacher or of other students. So sometimes what I've found when I teach online and I have these kind of discussion boards that are just very broad, it could be about anything. Sometimes you guys answer each other's questions, which is really nice. Okay, so you would just hit reply. That's how you use discussions. It's very simple. I think it's pretty intuitive. And you could say, you know, dog ate my homework. You know, can I turn it in? Or what did you mean by, I don't know. I don't know law, so I don't know. Okay, so that's the Q&A. But now the real meat and potatoes is the modules. So we can click on modules here, or we can click on them over here. So we've asked all the teachers to put everything in modules. There's nothing over on the side that you have to kind of wonder is, should I go over here? So you go to modules. And the first things is just some little bit of introductory stuff, okay? About your instructor, an introduction. Now Jackie has put all her slides here in a module. A module is marked off by this gray bar here, okay? Some teachers may have that, they may not. But all teachers should give you week by week. Do you see that? Week by week, what you need to do, what you need to read, and what you need to do. So I believe this course that we're looking at was originally a face-to-face course. So I think maybe some of the other ones will end up having more stuff. But you get hopefully you see the basic idea. So your job is to work through the modules. So whatever the teacher says you have to do, so week 1, okay, I can see it's due, you see this deadline here, it's due January 12. This assignment is worth 14 points. I have a quiz. And I'll tell you another little secret is that these icons are meaningful. So a rocket is a quiz. I don't know why, but it is. This little speech bubble means discussion. These icons are so small. This little piece of paper with a pencil is an assignment. And I'm going to show you today how to submit for all those 3 types of activities. The main type of activities you should have are assignments, discussions, and quizzes. And then I'm also going to show you a new tool that we've been using, which is conferences, okay? So in the conferences, there may have a point value associated with it, like you get 10 points for showing up. The teacher may not do that, I'm not sure, but I'll show you how to use it. So let's start with submitting an assignment. Now this is funny, my little girl put a password on my own phone. It's actually not that funny. So I'm trying to look at my agenda. I have to keep unlocking it. Okay. Okay. All right, so let's look at how to submit an assignment. And we see an assignment here on week 2. So I'm going to go to week 2. So you click on it. And we see submit assignment. Now she has here, please upload your completed outline. So if this had been a face-to-face class, she may have had a handout. There may be more information in the syllabus. You sometimes see a lot of information in these little descriptions here, okay? So, okay, it's time for you to do the work. We see the deadline, okay? We see the point value, and it says you're gonna submit a file. So let's try it. So pretend I'm a student. I click on the yellow button, submit assignment. Okay, next thing I do is I choose a file. And it kind of assumes that your file is on your computer. So that's kind of an assumption we're working with in the way I've been working with teachers. So if you do things in Google Docs or something else, your teacher may want you to download it into a Word doc, okay? So let's find a file. Here we go, my math test. So I'm going to double click on it. You see it right here? I added it. And I'm going to click on the yellow button again, submit. In Canvas, so where UCR, colors are yellow and blue. So usually when you need to do something, you click on a yellow button. If in doubt, click on the yellow button, okay? So that's it. That's the only thing you have to do to submit an assignment. Now, one little navigation trick in modules, you can navigate 2 ways. You can go out to modules, so you get kind of that, bird's eye view of modules. and I can see, oh, okay, I got to do this and I do this. Or when you go in and you can come back out and click on modules, or as you do things, you can click the next button and that'll take you to the next activity in modules. Now, I am not monitoring the chat, but someone is monitoring the chat, right? If there's any questions, and we'll have a little Q&A time as well. So I'm going to keep going. Please add any of your questions to chat. Oh yeah, I'm going to show you that. That's just such a beautiful picture. Okay, so we did assignment, and now I'm going to show you how to do a discussion. So the difference, one of the main differences between discussion and assignments is assignments are between you and the teacher. You turn it in and no one else in your class sees it, okay? A discussion is shared. That is the whole spirit of a discussion. Some teachers will ask you to submit a post. That's what it's called, a post. And they may give you direction like submit 50 words about why you were interested in the paralegal field, and give an example of a mentor who inspired you, something like that, okay? And then they might have, okay, I want you to submit that by Wednesday, and then by Friday, I want you to respond to someone else's post. So then they may give you instructions and you say, wow, you know, you would have to react, oh, I think your mentor is similar to my mentor because they did X, Y, Z. So you do a response. That's a common structure. You may see some differences, but that's how discussions work, is they are shared. So you must know that, okay? If there's anything you don't want to share with other people, don't put it in the discussion. Now, I want you to know it's only within your group. It's not public on the internet. No one else at the university sees it, just your class, okay? So let's look at the discussion. We know it's a discussion from these little speech bubbles. So I'm going to click on this. This is what you would do. And this gorgeous picture that Jackie set up. So this, I think this is her family. How lovely. So she just is asking people, and she has here what I was talking about. She says, respond to 2 students. You can see she has that format. And she just says, introduce yourself and post a picture. So we see this student, this class is already concluded, has posted a picture. Some people respond to each other. Okay, it's lovely. So the only thing you have to do is click on reply. I think might have to go to the bottom at this point. Oh, you know, this might be closed. I'm very sorry. I'll show you, I'll show you another one. I'll do it in the Q&A one. That was open. Okay, this is a discussion. All you have to do is click reply, okay? And then you're gonna get this the text editor, and you can type in your question. And then you click on the yellow button, look for the yellow button, and I post it, okay? So that's how you respond to a discussion. The next activity I want to show you how to do is how to take a quiz. So Canvas supports online quizzes. And so that means everything is done in the computer, and the computer grades it. Now, there could be some essay questions, and that would mean that the teacher would grade those. Okay, so the teacher has the option to do multiple choice, true, false, etc., or essay questions. So let me go back just to make sure it's clear. So remember, everything we do is in modules, okay? So I see, oh, in week 1, I have to take a quiz. I click on it. I look for the yellow button. Let's see, how many points is it worth? 14. When does it due? January 15, okay? This one has a time limit, so be aware of that. Some teachers do use time limits. I'm gonna click on the yellow button and take the quiz. Okay. Now, I'm not really going to take this because I don't want to have to think today. So this here, Jackie has an essay question. I click next. She has 1 question per page. Some teachers will format it with multiple questions on a page. So I would just kind of make sure I know, okay, these are the questions. I'm going to go next. Okay, I'm going to answer this essay question. It's going to get pretty boring, y'all. Next. Now I have some multiple choice. I'm not trying to answer these correctly. I'm just winging it here. I think there's 8 questions. And this is not going to go on my record because I'm in the test student, so I won't get fired or anything. Okay, is this my last question? No, one more. Okay. Aha. So this says submit quiz. Oh no, not yet. Oh man. Well, I can still. Jackie, you have so many questions. Now we can submit the quiz. Okay, it turns yellow. So we know that's the last one. I submit it. And after you submit it, make sure you scroll down because you can see how you did. This is another setting. Some teachers may do it a little differently, but Jackie has it configured that it shows you what you did. You can see there and the correct answer. I'm sure I failed this. Oh, I got one right. Okay. I only got 1 out of 14. Okay. So that's how to do a quiz. Let's see. What else? Oh, yeah. Now I want to show you conferences and your grades. Okay. Okay. So this button here is the conferences tool. Oh, I'm sorry. That's okay. Access is denied as a student, but I'm going to go in as a teacher. I have to move all your pictures so people are in my way. All right. So when you go into conferences, see, now I can go in as myself. You're going to see people. There we go. So I created a conference today. Your teacher, so I put week 1 meeting. Your teacher will have some kind of naming convention. They've added a conference and you would join it. It may say start for you. It says join for the teacher. And in my experience, it always does, does this audio check. It says, I'm going to use the microphone, and then you let the system have access to your microphone. Then it does a test, and I say, yes, I can hear it. Okay. So this is a slide. Your teacher may share slides with you. I got to move you guys. You're in my way again. Keep getting in my way. There's pictures of people. Okay. So when you come in, you might want to share your video. That is down here, this webcam. Okay. Now I hesitate to share because we have so many systems running at the same time. It could kind of really bog it down. But when you do share, it will show a little picture of you, just like in this system. The teacher may share their screen, such as slides or things on the internet. This is a fun thing. If you want to be really disruptive, click on the little hand and you can draw things here while your teacher's talking. Oops. But your teacher might actually ask you to mark something. These are called annotation tools. The teacher might also do a poll like Monica did, okay? And it will display and you would answer the questions. Let's see what else. I think that's about it for the conferencing. Yeah. Okay. So let me get out of the conference. And then the last thing I want to show you is how to access your grades. Okay. I'm going to go back in as a student. I just couldn't share the conference as a student. It's just a limitation that they have. I'm going to go back in as a student. Your grades are right here under grades. Okay. Oh boy. I got that terrible grade on the test. It's going to show me. And I'm late. I'm late and I only got 1 point out of 4. So your teacher, see, once your teacher grades it, so I would have had to go in and grade it, you will see your score here out of the total possible. So you're going to see in your grade book, all your assignments here. This is a terrible student. Wow. And then all your scores. So that's how that works. You just go into grades. And your teachers will communicate with you about, when your grades are submitted and stuff like that. So this is just for you to go in here and really stay on top of your grades, which is a really good idea. Okay, so that is all I wanted to present today. Do you guys want to do a Q&A now? Monica, are you going to wait till the end?
We're going to wait till the end. Kyle is up next.
Okay.
And we'll go from there.
I'm going to stop sharing.
Okay, I am going to start sharing my screen again. Hopefully everyone can see that. Okay, well, thank you very much, Anne. We really appreciate all the information. We did have a couple of students just sign on. I'm terribly sorry you missed the Canvas portion of the webinar, but this will be available on YouTube, and we will send you a link following this webinar so that you can view it again should you need to. For those who just joined, if you could submit your questions via chat to Q&A UCR, we'll answer those questions in a short period of time. So up next is Kyle, and he is your student success coach. Kyle, if you'd like to take over the screen and share your screen, we can do that, or I can continue to guide.
I can go ahead and take over the screen.
Great.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kyle. I'm your student success coach. It's very nice to be able to engage everybody remotely. I hope that thus far has been very insightful. And just want to confirm, can you guys see this current slide I'm on?
I can.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. All right, so a couple things I wanted to do in this time I have. First, I wanted to introduce myself, give you information on how to contact me, go over the roles as their student success coach that I have, and then also give you some tips or some tools that we have posted for you on our website. So to start off, you can always contact me via email. So I have a UCX email listed here, as well as a desk line. Also, there's a new feature that we've enabled for myself as a student success coach is booking calendar slots. So these would likely be Zoom meetings and or phone calls. And you can readily do this by clicking on the link here, the calendly.com, and it'll bring you over to a landing page. It looks very similar to this. And then you'll notice that I have two types of meetings. I've kept them short for now. We'll start with that. And you would select a morning time or an afternoon time. This is real time based on my Outlook calendar. So you would go into one of the categories and select the date, and you'd see some options for times. And then you would select a time field and confirm on that. And then you'd fill a brief questionnaire, just your name and email address, and anything that you wanted to prompt me with, perhaps a topic for the call or the Zoom. And so that is a really nifty tool that I look forward to being able to utilize with you all. And from there, I'd like to just kind of briefly explain my roles as a student success coach. So what am I here to do? I'm here to support you throughout the duration of your studies at Extension. I can provide troubleshooting for technology. I'm glad everybody has had the NetID set up for the most part. I'm here to assist in that, as well as other technological related questions. I can answer questions related to your enrollment, should you be trying to utilize our online registration system, or just have a question on what class might fit your schedule for the upcoming quarter, or perhaps it's not quite published yet and we're working on it internally. Well, I can reach out on your behalf and advocate to the department and come up with a course plan of study for you based on our projections. I also can provide you some helpful tools to monitor your progress as a student throughout the progression of your completion in the program. For instance, if you're curious as to what remaining requirements you have, feel free to reach out to me, and I can access your record remotely currently, or set up an appointment and we can discuss that. And all of this is to say that my main goal is to make sure that you succeed as a student, and that we keep you as the student in the center of our everyday activities. And so on that note, I kind of wanted to move over to a slide that's going to have those quick tips in relation to some videos and a checklist that we have posted. For most of you guys, the NetID setup has already been completed. There is a readiness checklist that's very much useful. And if we want to show where to get to that, you're going to click on, you're going to visit our extension website. So at www.extension.ucr.edu/online. That'll be shared out as well. It'll bring you here to this landing page we have created for you. And you can view that readiness checklist. And perhaps you have the NetID set up and maybe you're stuck in that multi-factor authentication area. Well, we have a video that we can have you guys watch, or you can reach out to me and I can help you with that. And the NetID has this as well, but it's a Vimeo version video, and they're taking a very complex process and breaking it down to you both audibly and also visually. It's really only a 3-step process. Recommendations for the MFA process, if you haven't already done it, on the myaccount.ucr.edu, you could choose the Duo app. That's currently what I use. Anytime I'm engaging students, if they have a mobile device, I would encourage this. It's really easy to use. Otherwise, we'd recommend a SMS text over that last option, which is printed codes. So there's a couple quick little facts for you on that front. For eLearn, that's what we've been showing you, and did an amazing job on that side. For visiting the eLearn site and actually logging in, there is a login video as well for you, available on that online landing page. Take a look at that. It's a good refresher after tonight. I'd encourage that. And again, I just encourage you guys to not only reach out to me, we do have a NetID support email that is published too. Anytime that you guys are corresponding, if you want to include me, that can really help me kind of advocate for you or move you through to the correct person and get that answer on your behalf. That's really what I'm here for. So I'd encourage you to reach out to the department as well. Should you have a question that they had engaged earlier, you can continue to reach out to the department. If you want to include me on that message, I can monitor those responses and try to reach out if we can get something a little more quicker, or perhaps a little added insight that wasn't being made available. So that is at the end of my presentation from my side. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing.
Thank you very much, Kyle. I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. Okay, so a lot of information for you, a lot of URLs to remember and emails to remember, but we will make sure to send you that information in one consolidated email probably tomorrow to help guide you through this process. Again, we're here to help you. We're here to answer any questions. That being said, we have reached our Q&A session portion of this presentation. So I will hand it over to Christina. I'm sorry, forgive me. The next portion is to hear from Jacqueline and Stacy Sweeney ever so quickly. Ladies?
Oh, hello, Stacy?
Yes, I'm here too.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic. Yay.
Great. So we just basically wanted to tell you we're happy you were able to join this webinar that's giving you a lot of useful information since the paralegal program has never been online. I also wanted to let you know that because I am working from home, the best way to reach me is by email, and you all have my email address. So good luck, we're in this together, and here's Jackie James.
Hi, I'm Jackie James. I just wanted to encourage you that you're not alone. We have a fantastic support system. I know it's a lot of information, but again, you're not alone. And I represent the instructors, and we are here to help you and assist you. and working online will be a blast. Okay, we're gonna have a lot of fun. All right.
Thanks, Jackie.
Thank you both. We really appreciate the support from everyone. We hope you feel the support. From a student perspective, you are very important to us. That being said, we will move forward with the Q&A portion of the discussion. Christina?
Thanks, Monica. We had a couple of questions that were all kind of similar. From some of the students, it was Trixie and I believe Michelle asked whether the classes were going to be done, whether there were going to be lectures or if the classes were going to be students going through modules and working on at their own pace. Casey, would you be able to answer that question?
Yes, I sure can. Thank you. So many of the courses are going to involve some live streaming where the instructor will be interacting with the students in real time. But each instructor is going to make that decision about how much live streaming they are going to be requiring individually, depending on what they're teaching and their own individual style. I anticipate that all of the courses will have some of that. So I would encourage you to look at the syllabus and the modules in the course so that you can see what the instructor has planned. But all of them have indicated that that's an important part of their teaching, and since they are normally teaching face-to-face, I anticipate that all of them will be doing at least some real-time lecturing with students using that conferencing tool. So I'm very happy that Anne showed how conferencing works. So does that answer the question, or if there any follow-up, let me know.
The next question is in reference to Firefox. And the question is Firefox compatible with Canvas? Vanessa experienced some trouble with the menus being enlarged and eventually ended up using Google Chrome.
I'd have to go check to see if there's a whole list. There's a list of browsers. It's most of them. I use Chrome, and hopefully it's okay. If you're having better results with Chrome, I think you should just stick with Chrome, you know. So you can email me if you want to continue to kind of investigate it, but I use Chrome.
Sounds like that's what she ended up using as well.
Okay.
Another question was for courses that have met the maximum enrollment and the students have been placed on a wait list. Casey, would you like to address that?
Sure. I think that we will be able to accommodate students. We are checking with instructors right now to see what capacity they're comfortable with. So we will get back to you on that if you're already on the waiting list, but I anticipate we will be able to accommodate that.
And the last question is when will the spring classes go live on Canvas? Now, if you have your NetID, you should be able to access your course. Since this is the first time for many of our instructors teaching online, the course may not be built online as yet. So you may not see anything. In that case, you probably would want to reach out to Kyle or Stacy.
Can I make a comment, Christina?
Please.
So there's this concept in Canvas called publishing. So the teacher, when the teacher publishes it, it's just a click of a button, then you can see it. So they are building them, so it's and you can get into Canvas, but you will not be able to open your course until it is published. And the teacher may not publish it until the day the class starts, something like that. You know, they may do it a little bit early, but they may not publish until the day it starts.
Yeah, so this, Casey, I want to add to that a little bit. Just as this situation what has been unprecedented for you as students, this obviously also took our instructors by surprise. Most of them have not taught online before, so they have been working diligently in the background, learning from Anne and others how to translate their face-to-face course to the online portal. And so if I could just ask you to be a little bit patient with them as they are handling this learning curve. Everything will be ready by the day that the course starts. But normally we like to, if it's been scheduled as an online course from the beginning, we like to have the course open at least a week before the first day. But in this, again, unusual situation, it may be that instructors aren't ready until the first day of the class. So if you could just be a little bit patient with them as they also are learning in this process. And I also wanted to follow up and say that for those who are interested in getting into classes that are full, please be sure to put your name on the waiting list so that we know and we can get back to you. If you're just waiting for a full class to open, that's probably not going to work. You'll have to let us know that you want into the class.
There's a question here about live streaming lectures. Will the instructors be recording the live streamed lectures so that they're available later?
I can
Yes.
take that one. Oh,
Yes, they will. They will record them. However, they're only available for 14 days using that conferencing tool. So if you miss the live stream, please be sure to watch the recorded lecture within that 14-day time period.
yeah.
Those are all the questions that I have in the queue. Several participants have said thank you very much for the information.
I'm sorry, I have one more question that came to me. It states, as of this morning, she wasn't able to see her completed courses, LRW2. Does she need to enable something, or how could she possibly see those?
Oh, I can take this one. If she's looking for her grades, he or she needs to go into their student portal to see the grades. I am not positive that the instructor has posted the grades yet, but they normally do not post grades in Canvas. So they need to check with their student portal. They're more than welcome to email me and I can give them directions, or Kyle, either one.
I'd like to follow up on that just for a moment. So the grading wise, it should be up within 2 weeks after that scheduled class end date. But to whomever posted that question, certainly if you are having trouble with that, or if that didn't fully answer your question, do reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to assist in that front.
Great.
I want to say a little bit about that also. So as we talked about earlier, we want to make sure that students have a similar experience no matter what class they take. And so moving forward, all classes, even if they are face-to-face, will have the syllabus posted in Canvas and the grades will appear in Canvas. The face-to-face classes were the last ones to adopt that. And as Anne mentioned, we have had Canvas only for a couple of terms. And so the face-to-face classes were just getting to the point of adopting that protocol. But moving forward, you'll be able to, any class you take, whether it's face-to-face or online, you'll have at least the syllabus and the grades available to you in Canvas.
Do we have any more questions, Christina, or are we wrapped up?
No, we don't have any more questions. We're all wrapped up.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much for your time today. Thank you for staying online with us. We hope this has been helpful. Again, we're here to help you. If we haven't said that enough, we want to make sure you feel that we're here to help you. Feel free to contact any one of us, but Kyle is there for you, as is Stacy, your instructors, Casey, everyone is on board and wants to help you through this process. We want to be respectful of your time. We have 3 minutes left. So we were within our hour. Thank you very much. And we hope you have a great evening.